operations on these particular variables. For instance, you want to check if price of sugar, float, is greater than price of sugar, like that. It returns false because 0.4 is not greater than 4. So basically what I'm trying to express here is we can perform various mathematical computations on Python variables, which in this case are numerical types. As you can see, we just check if float is greater than price of sugar. Likewise, we can perform addition. For instance, float plus price of sugar, like that. It's 4.4, right? We can even assign that as maybe total is equal to, let's have this, total if we check total, we get 4.4, right? So let's take, we can also perform some subtraction like this. Maybe total, like that, minus what? Price of sugar, like that. Let's store this answer in another variable as well. Let's say sub total, something like that. Never mind. So if we check subtotal, like that, sorry, typo, it says name subtotal is not defined. Did you mean subtotal? Yes, actually I meant that because I mistyped the variable name. So if we do let's say total, like that, if we put a capital T there, it's gonna give us an error. The reason is Python is case sensitive. Python variables are case sensitive. If you declare a variable in caps and you want to access it, make sure you also access it using caps. As you have seen, I did subtotal in small letters and now I'm trying to access it with a capital T. It says it was not declared. So variables in this case are case sensitive. So subtotal, once again, like that, is 0.4. So which is the same as the variable float. We can also prove this by doing float is equal to sum total. In this case, we are trying to check if sum total is equal to float. And this kind of an operation is a Boolean operation. Like that, it returns false, right? Why? Yet we had 0.4. The reason why it returns false is, if you can see this part, the sum total values is 0.4000036, right? So in that scenario, sum total is not the same as float. That's why we have false as the answer in this case. We can also create another variable, let's say d and assign to 0.4, like that. Or say something. Let's say d, if we say d is equal to float, like that, it returns true because float its value is 0.4 and as well d its content is 0.4, so they're the same. When you do a comparison of it, it returns true. So that's just a Boolean operation. So what I'm trying to emphasize here is you can perform various mathematical operations on numerical types variables, right? The ones that we do in calculus, college algebra, all those kind of complex mathematical equations, you can do them with Python variables. Another variable that I'd like to talk of, so another data type that would like us to discuss is a list. A list is a variable that is used to store multiple items, and a list is one of the four built-in Python variables that are used to store collection of data. Well, the best way to understand this is to initiate a list or declare a list. And there are several ways on how you can declare a list. One of them is, for instance, let's just call this list is equal to, like that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4. So as I said, by definition, a list is a variable that is used to store multiple items. And we can see this variable in it, there is 1, 2, 3, 4 as the items that it contains. So another good thing about a list is it can store items of various data types. For instance, let's call this mix bag as our list and equal it to 1, which is an integer. Let's call it maybe something Vedas, have something like that, as a text type. Let's have true, which is a Boolean data type. Let's have 0.25, which is a half. In that case, is a float. As you can see, these things are of different data types. If we do this and we print maybe print mix bag like that, we get 1 Vedas, true, and 0.5. One thing about this is lists are ordered, right? And if you want to access a particular item in a list, you are going to use an index. In this case, index in Python list starts with a 0. So in this case, 1 is on position 0, Vedas is on position 1, true is on position 2, and 0.5, which is a half, is on position 3. To prove, for instance, we should have a list called A like that, equal to 1, comma, 2, comma, 3, comma, 4. So that's the list, right? Now, the particular index on that list are in this order. This position, let's change color to red. This position is 0. Let's change this one to green. This particular position is 1. Let's change this to this color. And this is a 2. And that's 3. Sorry. As you have seen here, according to our normal understanding or normal arrangements, we would literally say this is an index 1. But according to Python programming rules, this index is 0. And if you want to access this item, we're going to use index 0. Likewise, this is on index 1. This one on the index 2 and this one index 3. Simple, easy peasy. This concept, let's have mix bag like that and have 0. See, voila, we have 1 as output because on position 0 we have 1 as an item. So on a list we can perform various operations as well. Let me just say something on the browser. Let's say list Let's just type Python list operations like that. See, there are a couple or a number of operations that we can perform on a list. One of them is append item. An append is used to add items in a list. Since lists are mutable, you can change contents of a list. Likewise, we can remove items in a list. Right? We can sort elements in a list. We can create a list. Once you create a list, you remove all of the elements of that particular list. We can copy elements or items in a list using this. So let's put that into practice. For instance, let's create, let's do list here like that. As you can see above here, list in the variable list, there is 1, 2, 3, 4. And if we create and print list, it probably will return nothing. Yes, it returns an empty list because we have created the contents of that particular list. As well, we can append new stuff in a list. For instance, we now wanna copy items in a mixed bag into the variable list like that. So we can do list is equal to mix bag dot copy like that. And if we print list now like that, we get 1 2 0.5 because we have now copied items that they were in a mixed bag into list. If we try to check if list now is equal to mix bag like that, we get true because the contents or the items in the variable list are coming from the variable mix bag. As well, we can append new items in a list. For instance, let's do list dot append. In this case, append, let's say, love, close bracket like that. And if we print list, we get 1 2 0.5 and love at the end. Because whenever we are going to append an item without specifying the position, it's gonna be on the last position in that particular list. So in this case, if we try to check if list is equal to mix bag like that, you get false because now in a list variable we have added something new, which is love, which is another item. But we can also perform another operation on a list. For example, pop. Pop is used to remove an item in a list in this way. Let's do list dot pop like that. Pop. We have popped out love. In this particular operation, we have removed love from the variable list. Now if we can check if list is equal to mixed bag, it will give us true because now the items in list variable and the mixed bag list bag variable are the same, right? So these are some of the operations we can perform on a list. We have a number of them, and as you go on, you understand how important lists are in your daily programming life. Stick around as I still keep on taking you from this beginner level to advanced levels in Python programming.